We are Googled questions about gentle parenting. Today we're going to talk about the most Google questions about gentle parenting. My name is Marcela Collier with High Impact Club. I'm a mom of twin toddlers, a therapeutic provider of children. I help them with their behavioral challenges, and I'm a parent educator as well. I'm here in High Impact Club educating parents in how to respond according to their children's emotional needs. So I'm going to be answering questions such as, I've heard a lot of gentle parenting and I'm interested, but I need more information. I see a lot of what not to do, but please tell me, what do I do on those moments? What do I do during during those tantrums? What do I do? That's the first question I'm going to be answering. If we don't use punishment, so how do I get my children to respect me or to respect authority? Or how do I avoid to raise a spoiled child? We are going to be answering those questions. This is part 2. Part 1 is already somewhere in my channel. I'm going to, after the live is over, I'm going to leave it in the description so you are able to go and get part 1. I'm going to be answering if in part 1 I answered if gentle parenting is permissive and some other questions that you might be interested. So let's talk about the do's, because many people talk about the don'ts. Don't do that. Don't spank. Don't time out. Don't take things away. Don't use rewards. So what do you do? What do you do to keep the limits while you are sensitive to your child's needs? The first thing that I want to make clear is that every single behavior communicates something. So behavior, just take it as a symptom of an underlying thing. Just imagine, remember when the last time that you got a cold, right? The last time you got a cold, you got, runny nose, you were sneezing a lot, you got a cough. Those are symptoms. Those are symptoms. But what caused it was either a virus. It's usually a virus, and I don't know if a bacteria could create a cold. But what I'm saying is that the cough, the runny nose, all those things are symptoms. The same way behaviors are just a symptom, right? And it isn't until we find the cause, what is unveiled, what is underneath the behavior, that we will really be able to effectively address the behavior. So the first thing, how I said, to unveil the cause and respond to your child's behavior according to the need that you see. And I know this could be hard for parents sometimes. That's why I created a free tool. It's called the Emotional Needs Roadmap. You could literally go there and find your child's behavior and match it with the cause and the response. So it cannot get easier than that. I encourage you to go. It's in the description. Go click there and you can get it today for free and start responding to your child's behaviors according to the emotional need that the behavior communicates. The second thing that people ask a lot is, if you don't use punishment, how do you teach these children respect? And that is a question that is permeated, that it comes from the way we were raised. They are what we think, how we think we should develop respect. So we were raised in the culture of I'm going to make you respect me by spanking you or giving you a timeout, or because you have to respect me because I said so. So we grew up in that culture, but we don't understand, many of us, that respect is a very subjective thing. If you think about the different cultures, and in my case, after working with so many children from different backgrounds and cultural beliefs, It is a cultural thing. While it might be respectful for me, it might not be respectful for you. In some cultures, looking at adults straight to the eyes is disrespectful. In some other cultures, talking while the adults are talking is disrespectful, and in some other cultures it is not. So you just have to know. You just have to know what is, and define what is respect for you. Based on that family standard that you have of what respect is, then you teach your child. You teach your child the expectations. In traditional parenting, the parents enforce the expectations with, what we know it is punishment, with spanking, with timeouts, with taking things away. We reinforce the expectations with modeling. We reinforce the expectations with guiding. We reinforce the expectations with natural consequence. The fact that we don't use punishment, it does not mean that there are no consequences. The difference is that our consequences are directly related to the behavior, and it teaches children compared to the other consequences that might not be related. For example, if one child is not sharing with the other, a timeout, it is not related, but maybe saying, okay, then that means that you're not ready to play with friends right now. We're going to take a break and come back. That might be a consequence related to the behavior, or just guiding the child in how he could take turns. That's a natural consequence, that I have to wait my turn and to guide and teach your child on how to take that turn. I actually created a video about how to teach children self-control. So if the problem is that how am I going to control my child's behaviors because sometimes he seems out of control, if that's the issue that you want to solve, I really encourage you to go and check it out. I'm going to leave a card here on top. Once I'm done, I'm going to put it up, and you can go and see how I teach my children, my twins, I have twin toddlers, how to exercise self-control. The other thing that I hear a lot is that I'm worried that if I want to really jump on this gentle parenting wagon, parenting with understanding wagon, but how do I avoid to raise spoiled children? I don't want to create a spoiled, entitled mentality child. And it comes with the same misconception that we have, that if we are parenting with kindness, then we are creating spoiled children. Kindness doesn't produce entitlement. What does produce entitlement? Not having consequences. And you could be a gentle parent and still enforce consequences. What produces entitlement? When you are always rescuing your child out of his consequences. What does produce entitlement? When your child is always expecting you to do everything for them and you do it. Because you exercise gentle parenting with understanding, that doesn't mean that you are all the time rescuing your children, you're all the time doing everything for them. That does not mean that. Any questions so far about gentle parenting? Anything, please? I want to have this very, very clear. Any questions so far about gentle parenting? Okay. So the question here is, are you on the gentle parenting wagon? Because if you're not, I'm not judging you. You decide how to parent your child, but think about this. When your child grows up and looks back and thinks about the way he was raised, what do you want your child to remember? Do you want them to remember the connection, the times that you were them, guiding them, coaching them through a difficult situation, or you want them to remember the time that they were in a corner crying, not knowing how to make better choices? Do you want them to remember that you were their safe place when they were crying, when they couldn't control themselves, that you were their safe place? Or you want them to remember pain on top of the pain after a spanking? Just think about that, and it is on you. It is on you to make that choice. I cannot make it for you. I already made my choice. So thank you for being here. If you have questions, I receive them right now. If not, I'm going to see you next week at this time at around 6:45, 7 p.m. every Thursday. I come live to respond different questions about parenting with understanding, gentle parenting, because I'm in a mission of equipping you with the tools to respond with what your children exactly need. Okay, I encourage you to see the video, part 1 of the most Googled gentle parenting questions. Part 1. I'm going to be answering so many great questions over there. This one was part 2. I encourage you to go and watch part 1, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, so every time I'm live, you are notified of the streaming of my videos. Have a great day and keep being your child's need detector. Bye.